Nashville Tribute Band Listening Room. Welcome to the Nashville Tribute Band Podcast, The Listening Room, with Jason Deere
and Brad Hull
and Tim Gate.
Yee-hoo! Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. Today's topic is
story behind the song.
Modern day Sam from Joseph, a Nashville tribute to the prophet.
But first,
give me some of that good news.
I heard great news in Australia that the rains have come in and are extinguishing the vast majority of those fires that have been so dang menacing and problematic over there for so long. And I know that a guest that we have coming up next is going to be really happy about that. Good news from Australia.
We got an artist in the house.
Well, let me tell you. All right, I'm so happy today that my buddy Dakota Striplin has stopped in to see us, and he's willing to jump on here and talk to us for a minute or two. He is an artist, singer, songwriter. So Dakota, you grew up in Brisbane, is that correct?
Yes, grew up. I was born in New Zealand, and then when I was 7, my family moved to Brisbane, Australia. And So yeah, pretty much grew up there.
And your mom's from New Zealand, correct?
Yes, she is.
And your dad's from Mississippi.
He sure is.
Mississippi.
That's it.
That's what I know. And you and I have been knowing each other for, I don't know, quite a while. We met probably 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. Is that right?
I think it was 2013. 2014 maybe.
Yep.
One of those.
And you were coming into Nashville to just kind of sniff out the music scene and see what it's all about.
Yeah. It was. I wanted to come to Nashville. I always wanted to come. I'd come one time before to play at this little YouTube festival thing. But yeah, we talked online, and you were recording the My Call to Serve album. And you said, if you're going to be around, would you want to sing a few on it? So,
and you did.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Well, now you're here. So you just officially, you accomplished some amazing things in Australia. You were on The Voice last year in Australia, is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
And met some fun people and had some great experiences, and you've played a bunch of shows there in Australia, and now you and your wife Michelle are here.
Yep, just a few weeks. Yep.
Does it feel different?
Yeah, everyone sounds different for sure.
Yeah, well.
It's just a different way of living, but we love it. We're really enjoying it.
Now you're the guy with the weird accent.
I know, right?
So cool. So we'll check back in with you as we as your career goes on here, and as we continue with future episodes of this podcast. Everybody's gonna be really curious to see what you do and how you do it. I know that you're gonna do great things. Do you want to debut a piece of music today?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's play something.
Okay. What do you want to play?
Should we do maybe Play Me a Song?
Right on. We'll do it. This is Dakota Striplin. Play Me a Song.
The kind of feeling that you get when the radio was on and they play your song. Yeah, you know the one that was on the day we met, singing I love you so bad. Oh baby, take me back to that first time that I heard it play. Oh, I wish I could rewind and feel that first rhyme. Yeah, a song that I wanna play all day. Give me another one, baby, give me some. Play me a song, lay it on me. Break my heart, move my feet. Make me remember, help me forget. Wanna feel something that I ain't felt yet. Turn it up, oh. Break it down, yeah. Girl, play me a song, rockin' that beat. You know I love it when you sing with me. Play me a song. Yeah, the summertime sun is setting high. Let's roll the windows down and take a little drive. And maybe just for a little while, let's leave all our worries miles behind and follow this road as far as it goes. Play me a song, lay it on me. Break my heart, move my feet. Make me remember, help me forget. Wanna feel something that I ain't felt yet. Turn it up, oh. Break it down, yeah. Girl, play me a song, rockin' that beat. You know I love it when song, lay it on me, break my heart, move my feet, make me remember, help me forget. I wanna feel something that I ain't felt yet. Turn it up, oh, oh, oh. Break it down, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play me a song, rockin' that beat. You know I love it when you sing with me. Play me a song, play me a song. Oh, all night long. Oh, play me a song.
All right, that was Play Me a Song by Dakota Striplin. Dakota, if people want to follow your career or follow what you got going on and be up to on the latest stuff, how do they do it?
I think Instagram is the place that I am most active, so it's just my name, Dakota Striplin, on Instagram.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you, and we can't wait to watch.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Once again, today's topic is story behind the song Modern Day Sam from the album Joseph, a Nashville Tribute to the Prophet. First of all, we're so glad that Tim Gates is in Nashville with us today.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
It's good to be home, boys.
He runs all over the world, and for some reason, Tim is extremely appropriate for this conversation about this song today. And, of course, Mr. Brad Hull, who just got a very interesting calling in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we haven't really said this out loud, but...
And first of all, I got to be there, and I took a picture of the program and everything, sat next to the wife and the family, and watched it all happen.
Brad is the new bishop of his ward, and that ward is blessed to have that man's heart.
Yes, amen. Right
Taking care
before
of them.
Christmas, Jason, I don't know if you know this, I got to go walk in the shoes of Brad Hull and go to visit these members of his ward, these widows, and sing to them and the love they had for him, and the love he had for them. I even said to him, I said, hey man, it's just not too long before you're in the bishop's seat. And he laughed and said, no way. And it wasn't much longer. So he's ready. And it's an example right there to all of us right there. He's ready.
He is ready. He's been our...
The Rock. He's been the Rock for a
right.
long time. That's why.
That's right.
No, I believe the Rock is Jesus Christ.
Well, or Duane, what's his name?
That's right. Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right, so this song, Modern Day Sam, why do we love playing this song? Why do people love hearing this song? Why is this song one of our favorite things to do every time we do it? And why do people stomp their feet and scream and yell when we play this?
I don't know. I think it's because it's Yeehaw on volume 11. It's just, it's all the way, all the time.
I always love to look at the audience faces when Jason say, y'all want to hear some redneck Mormon music? And look at their faces before that. Then when we start playing it, man, the whole crowd just they don't know whether they should clap because they're in the church building or if they're at a fireside, then they end up clapping the whole time. Great song.
I think there's just a wide jump between this figure who, if people even know who he is as a historical figure in American history and LDS history, if they even know who he is, they think, here's this guy who killed people.
Yeah.
And then they don't expect there to be a connection with things spiritual and with people spiritual. And I think that jump, my favorite part about the fact that we've been out there talking about this guy for 15 years now is the fact that those two things, believe it or not, can be synonymous because life is messy, it's weird, and it's and whatnot. And this guy is...
He fought for what he believed, and he knew that Joseph Smith was a prophet. Mm-hmm. And he was loyal, he was there for him, he protected him, and he fought for what was right.
Yeah, we've challenged people many times to try to find evidence anywhere that he was not 100% loyal to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and to his buddy Joseph Smith and later to his buddy Brigham Young and to a lot of other people.
Brad's right. He said he fought for what was right. He didn't do anything wrong. He was always fighting for what was right and just protecting his people. Mm-hmm. They needed it.
I've always loved that this was Sherry Dew's favorite song when she heard this project at Deseret.
Well, and I want to say this. It was my favorite song, but I heard it way after she did. But as a kid, you always talk about, hey, you kids would love this guy. I always wanted somebody to make a movie about him. And I think they tried, and it just wasn't very good. But when I heard this song, finally, a good
representation.
Awesome representation, a great
Yeah.
tribute to. So, Jason, hats off to you on this.
Well,
It's
listen.
a great tribute to this man.
Well, thank you for that. And I just love. You guys know I love when the human comes out in a song or in a story, and this is what I felt about this guy. As I love that Richard Lloyd Dewey book. I hope I got that guy's name right. Porter Rockwell. It's got a musket and a rose on the front of it. That's all I know. And when I read that book about him, after that was when I wrote this song. It was just the amazing and drastic breadth of his personality and his situations. It was just a wide range of emotions when it came to him. I think the Saints truly love this guy, and because he went there, he took care of business, and he's not a hero to me at all because he may have killed a few people. He's a hero to me because he was steadfast on an American frontier. When it's hard enough to find somebody to like you, period, because they want your food or they want your shelter or they want something that you possess as you cross the plains. But he even made it more difficult because he wore the badge of being a protector and valiant forever for this new religion that was spreading like wildfire. Why do people judge him? In our own church, he's been judged. I'm sure I judged him somewhere along the way. I'm sure each of us have. We have a tendency to judge anyone who takes things to extremes we don't.
Yeah. Well, and it's human nature in our church, in other churches and other organizations, or anywhere you get too many people together, we start judging each other.
Yeah.
I've had the long hair once. I know how it is.
Yeah. Well,
I judged you for your long hair.
That's right.
Well, he's been rumored to have killed more people than Wyatt Earp, the Jesse James Gang, and Billy the Kid all put together, and yet he was, he's been buried in American history because he was a Mormon, and he's been buried in Mormon history because we just don't know what the heck to do with this dude, and that's just the truth. And so, why do people judge? They judge because they don't understand. They don't understand how a person could possibly defend somebody to the extent of pulling the trigger and taking care of business. But this is what, and we've talked about this many times out there on the road, guys, and especially doing these shows. It's very difficult to judge someone when, especially as a man, when you have not seen your wife or your daughters or the wives or daughters of your friends defiled by mobs. You haven't seen your children and your families thrown out into the street and their houses burned to the ground. You haven't seen your friend and your prophet laying on a cold table full of bullet holes next to his brother. And you haven't seen your people driven and driven and driven and driven. And
he's simply been pushed enough.
That's right. And we forget, too, that this was a time of war. And we kind of conveniently forget that sometimes when we do pass judgment.
It was the Wild West.
Yeah. It was the Wild West, and West was not Nevada and Colorado and whatever. West
it was Missouri, and it was even Ohio was probably west.
It's the other side of the Adirondacks.
Yeah, sure.
In the history of the United States, there's only been one extermination order ever been issued, and that was by the governor of the state of Missouri, that if the Mormons didn't get out by a certain date, it was legal to kill them. Now, that's all nice for the history books until you put your children's face or your wife's face looking at you when that has been declared, and you're in the state of Missouri. That becomes a little bit different thing, and it's impossible for a man to say what he would or wouldn't do, or a woman. These are rough times. They were rough times, and they were times where you either dig in and you live and believe what you live and believe, or you get out, because there's no fence riding in this kind of stuff. It's hot. This pan's hot. The fire's hot. You get in and you believe and you figure it out, or you bail. And Porter never bailed. He never bailed.
We could learn something from that kind of tenacity, especially in today. I mean, it's we're coming to a time where we need to not be on the fence either, and we need to be all in, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And
how do we do that? I mean, those are the kind of extremes. We say, that was a different time. Well, man, that could change on a dime.
It could be possibly harder now to do that. I don't know. How do we do that? We dig in.
I love President Nelson, the way he's guided us in the last couple of years, especially to make this about us and about our, personal revelation about individually taking a look at this kind of stuff and taking responsibility for
personal study, personal responsibility, personal revelation, personal prayer.
Yep.
And
it doesn't mean that we don't need a church. It doesn't mean that we don't need church leaders and that the Lord still doesn't call a prophet. But it does mean that we need to take the bull by the horns, so to speak, an Oklahoma term, on our own religion and our own walk within our faith. If he's a friend of the prophet Joseph, then he's just a friend of ours. I thought today we'd play the original work tape way back from 2004, whenever the song was written. And this is kind of the broken down, simple version of this song before we took it into the studio. This is Modern Day Sam.
Modern day.
Maybe they call it the Ballad of Porter Rockwell. I don't know, but it ain't much of a ballad.
No.
But here we go anyway. This is where we bring in the Nashville and get yeehaw.
A Hawkins rifle strapped to his saddle, and 2 dragoons inside his vest. His long black hair blew through midnight air, fighting revenge inside his chest. Well, he'd seen the houses burn down to ashes, seen those he loved lose that most dear. The saints, they cried, someone save our lives, the night the black angel appeared. Hey, now Porter got an eye like an eagle, sworn to save the life of the prophet of the Lamb. Man, he made a line under 6 feet of ground, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day Sam, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day Sam. The saints moved on as the fire grew strong. Some would never let them rest. Crystal eyes moved through shadowed nights as he took the devil's last breath. Promises from a prophet's lips, prophecy preserved his fate. But that June day his heart broke in vain. God forbid he was too late. Yeah. Hey, now Porter got an eye like an eagle, sworn to save the life of the prophet of the Lamb. Man, he meant a line under 6 feet of ground, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day Sam, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day Sam. Destroying angel, troubled man, I won't judge the blood on your hands. Hey, now Porter got an eye like an eagle, sworn to save the life of the prophet of the Lamb. Man, he meant a line under 6 feet of ground, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day. Hey, now Porter got an eye like an eagle, sworn to save the life of the prophet of the Lamb. Man, he meant a line under 6 feet of ground, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day Sam, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day Sam.
All right, that music's a lot of fun. What is it? Do that again, Brad. Like Clint Eastwood and Porter Rockwell just walked in the room. All right, so listen, it's been great fun. Tim Gates, so glad that you're in the studio today. And
oh my gosh, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a ball.
Yeah.
Brad Hull, love you, brother. Bishop Hull.
Bishop Hull, yeah.
Hey, thank you all so much for listening to us on this episode of Nashville Tribute Band's Listening Room. Please join us each and every week, please.
Guys, get out there, do good things. Remember, my sister always reminds me of this. Please, just be nice to everybody. And if you pray for me, I promise I'll pray for you.
Love you guys.
Nashville Tribute Band Listening Room.
You've been listening to the Nashville Tribute Band podcast, The Listening Room, with Jason Deere. Make sure and subscribe to our podcast and share it with your friends. And visit NashvilleTributeBand.com for music, information, and so much more. And make sure and enjoy this podcast each and every week.